So, Koen, one thing I observed is there is no real tools to manage before Collibra comes into the picture, right? And how the current customers are doing their activities and what are the complications they are seeing in their day to day.
Well, it's the same that we see in non-banking environments, right? A lot of Excel, a lot of Visio, some SharePoint, a lot of these tools, and just a lot of meetings. And that's just like in the non-banking industry, what Collibra replaces is that. Exactly, and there's a lot of effort that goes into that. Yeah? So whole sheets are being created that gets turned into Visio, and then whenever it changes, the Visio gets updated and so on. And of course, that's not something that's sustainable.
Yeah, I think that another driver of that is, and what I also see is there's also a lot of discrepancies and disagreement in what is lineage to the organization when it comes to CCAR reporting, BCBS adherence, and depending on who you talk to in the organization, it could be that the technical lineage is important, that I know every little movement that data has made from a source system through an ETL process into a technical tool. Whereas when you really look at the reporting, the more important part of the lineage on the reporting side is what was the quality level, how did it get there, those first few 2 or 3 hops that the data really makes to get into that data warehouse or the reporting tool that they're leveraging for generating the reports.
So that brings a good question around that. So because what we've seen is there is no one tool to solve all these problems because the breadth and width of these principles are pretty huge, right? Mm-hmm. So how do you think Collibra can bring that one view of?
Well, that's where I think Collibra brings that unique value to the table, because we do create that one view across the multiple systems and silos that data is traversing through, the quality is being applied right through to the report being generated, that we can enable a business user or an auditor or internal risk that ability to look at that report, click on a lineage diagram, and understand where is the data coming from and how did it get there. Whereas if, kind of going back to what Koen had mentioned, in a traditional environment, you're going to open up 5 different Visios, an Excel spreadsheet to identify ownership. You're going to look at those and go, oh, it's out of date because 5 people moved on and moved into a different organization or left the company. And that's all of that active data governance where Collibra comes in to actively manage those processes and have the workflow in place to overall support those requirements.
I think that, just to echo on that, I think there's some significant differentiators about what Collibra brings. So I've seen organizations build a data governance program using individual technologies. So they have Ab Initio, they have Informatica, IBM, and those are all tools which are fine in their own silo. And they will say, some of them will say they have workflow, but it's within their environment. It's not across and between those different tools. And I think the real value for Collibra is being able to connect to all of those tools, combine that information together, which is a lot of detail about the quality of the data, but also the quality of the governance, and then do the process enablement. So an operating model, process automation, process enablement, issue management, and reporting. And it's those are what really makes a sustainable data governance program versus having individual tools which are fine, but they're not talking to each other and they're not enabling the business to really be able to manage the data effectively and efficiently.